Ladies and gentlemen, when you choose self-respect over constant pursuit, you step into a power that can't be faked or forced. It's a transformation of character, a quiet inner strength that signals to the world that you know your worth and will not settle for anything less. This self-respect doesn't scream or demand attention. It radiates from within and is felt by everyone around you. When you refuse to beg, to chase, to plead for validation, you are making a powerful declaration to yourself and others. You're saying that you value your own time, your own energy, and your own dignity more than you value acceptance from someone else. It's about maintaining a level of integrity, choosing to prioritize yourself, and understanding that true worth is never something to be bargained for. There's something liberating about refusing to chase after people who don't reciprocate. It is freeing to realize that you don't have to lower yourself to seek approval or affection. That you don't need to run after anyone to feel validated or appreciated. When you stop chasing, a new kind of strength begins to grow within you, an unshakable confidence that no one can give you but yourself. This isn't about playing games or manipulating situations to get what you want. It's about valuing yourself enough to not put yourself in a position where you are continuously taken for granted. It's about developing the wisdom to recognize when to pull back, when to let go, and when to walk away for the sake of your own peace and self-respect. Self-respect transforms how you show up in the world. When you hold yourself in high regard, others begin to notice too. Your energy shifts, your presence commands a different kind of attention. You become the kind of person who others are drawn to, not because you are chasing them, but because you are grounded in who you are. You become an example of what it looks like to have a strong sense of self-worth, and that kind of confidence is contagious. People are naturally attracted to those who hold themselves in high esteem. They sense it, feel it, and want to be around it. When you stop begging for someone's attention, you send a clear message you are valuable with or without their validation. Refusing to chase after others is not about arrogance, it's about having healthy boundaries. It's about knowing where you end and others begin. It's about understanding that your value does not decrease because someone else fails to see it. You are not less valuable because someone chooses not to invest in you. You are not less deserving because someone else fails to recognize your worth. When you stop begging or chasing, you stop giving away your power. You reclaim your time, your energy, and your self-worth. You are no longer dependent on someone else's recognition to feel whole. Instead, you find fulfillment within yourself, and that's something no one can take from you. There's a quiet dignity in choosing not to chase. It's the kind of dignity that shows others you don't need to be validated to feel complete. You are whole as you are, with or without the approval or attention of others. This inner wholeness is something that takes time to cultivate, but once you have it, it becomes one of the most powerful aspects of who you are. When you stand in your worth, you become a beacon of strength for others. People will notice the shift in your energy. They'll see that you are no longer in the business of begging for love, for attention, or for validation. Instead, you are choosing yourself. And that choice speaks louder than words. Choosing self-respect over constant pursuit allows you to focus on what truly matters in life. It frees you to invest in relationships that are meaningful, in activities that fulfill you, and in dreams that inspire you. When you no longer waste energy on people who do not reciprocate, you have more to give to those who do. Your time and energy become more valuable because you are choosing to spend them wisely. You start to see the beauty in not forcing things, in letting people go if they don't choose to stay. You allow yourself the grace to move forward without regret, without resentment, and without bitterness. This kind of freedom is priceless, and it's only attainable when you choose to respect yourself enough to walk away from situations that don't serve you. The decision to stop begging or chasing is one of the most empowering choices you can make. It puts you back in control of your life, your emotions, and your future. Instead of depending on others to make you feel loved, appreciated, or valued, you begin to find those qualities within yourself. You become the source of your own happiness, the keeper of your own peace. When you stop seeking validation outside of yourself, you start to find it within. And when you respect yourself in this way, you open the door for others to respect you too. It's a cycle that begins and ends with self-respect, one that brings fulfillment, confidence, and peace. This inner transformation doesn't happen overnight. It requires patience, self-reflection, and a willingness to let go of old habits. But the more you practice choosing yourself, the stronger this habit becomes. Self-respect becomes second nature, and soon you won't even feel the need to chase anyone. You'll realize that you are complete as you are, and that realization will change everything. The world starts to treat you differently when you treat yourself differently. The people who come into your life when you are rooted in self-respect are different from those who came when you were in the habit of begging for attention. They come not because they feel needed, but because they recognize and respect the strength and worth that you embody. They value you, not for what you can do for them, but for who you are. And that makes all the difference. Silence has a power that goes beyond words, beyond any outward expression, and conveys something deep and profound. When you stop reaching out, when you refrain from constantly calling, messaging, or trying to explain yourself to people who aren't receptive, you engage in a form of quiet confidence that is immensely impactful. This silence is not about giving someone the silent treatment or playing games. It's about understanding that your energy is precious and choosing to reserve it for situations and people who genuinely value it. Silence is a boundary. It's a way of stating, without words, that you are not willing to pour yourself into a one-sided connection or chase someone who doesn't show up for you with the same level of investment. When you choose silence, you allow others the space to reflect, to realize, and to consider their role in your life. Your absence speaks volumes in ways that constant words and actions cannot. It creates a moment of pause, an opportunity for others to understand what it means when you are no longer readily available. In this silence, they experience your worth in your absence. Often, when someone is accustomed to having you around, always reaching out, they may take your presence for granted, assuming that you will always be there, willing to make the effort. But when you step back, when you choose silence over chasing, they are confronted with the reality that your presence was never something they should have assumed. It was a gift, a choice that you made, and a choice that you are now retracting. Silence also provides a much-needed distance from the situation, allowing you to gain perspective without the emotional noise that constant communication can bring. When you stop calling or writing, you create space not only for others to reflect, but also for yourself to understand what truly matters. You may discover that the energy you spend on trying to connect with someone who didn't reciprocate can be redirected towards self-growth, personal passions, and relationships that are built on mutual respect and appreciation. Silence is the foundation for this personal reflection, giving you clarity on what serves you and what does not. Furthermore, silence gives you control over your narrative. When you choose not to explain yourself, not to justify every move, you retain the power over your own story. You are not obligated to spell out every feeling, every thought, or every frustration. By holding back, by choosing silence, you let others wonder. You allow them to sit with the unknown rather than filling every gap with explanations or justifications. There's an undeniable strength in leaving questions unanswered, in allowing your silence to communicate what you refuse to say out loud. In doing so, you cultivate an aura of mystery, a sense of independence that doesn't hinge on the approval or understanding of others. This mystery draws people in, making them more curious and more reflective rather than pushing them away. Silence teaches you patience, the ability to sit with your own emotions rather than rushing to address or change them. When you choose not to reach out, you allow your emotions to settle, to take form without interference. It can be challenging at first because silence forces you to confront your own thoughts without distraction. But in this confrontation, there is growth. You begin to see the power you hold within, the ability to be your own source of strength, rather than relying on someone else's response to validate your feelings. Silence offers a unique kind of strength, the kind that doesn't rely on anyone else's acknowledgement or reaction. When you stop chasing, stop trying to fill every silence with words, you also give people a chance to miss you. It's an opportunity for them to realize what they had when you were constantly there, always reaching out. Sometimes it takes your silence for others to see the value of your presence. In the absence of your calls, your messages, and your attention, they are left to consider what it means to no longer have you actively in their lives. This realization can be profound, often causing people to recognize the value of your presence only when it's no longer there. Silence then becomes a way for others to reflect on what they truly feel about you without any prompting or persuasion from your end. Additionally, silence prevents you from overextending yourself emotionally. When you stop constantly trying to communicate with those who aren't responsive, you save yourself from the emotional exhaustion that comes from repeatedly putting effort into a one-sided relationship. You no longer have to carry the weight of wondering why someone isn't responding, why they're not putting in the same energy. You allow yourself to detach, to let go of the need for a response. And in that detachment, you find peace. Silence protects your emotional well-being, serving as a buffer between you and the roller coaster of chasing after someone's attention. Moreover, when you choose silence, you are telling yourself and others that you respect your own boundaries. You are no longer willing to expend energy on those who aren't reciprocating. It's a form of self-respect, an acknowledgement that you are worth more than one-sided efforts. Silence says, I am here for those who appreciate me, who respect my presence, and who value my time. It's a powerful way to convey your worth without uttering a single word. You establish that you are not dependent on others for validation, and that you will not allow anyone to take your presence for granted. Silence doesn't mean you don't care, nor does it imply bitterness or resentment. Rather, it's a conscious decision to reserve your energy for what truly matters, to put yourself first, and to protect your peace. It's a choice to prioritize your own well-being, knowing that constant chasing only drains you. Silence allows you to preserve your dignity, maintaining a sense of calm and control, even when situations are unclear. When you choose silence, you are saying that your peace is worth more than the noise of constant pursuit. You value yourself enough to step back, to allow others to come to you on their own terms if they choose, but without compromising your own standards. Choosing silence can be one of the most empowering actions you take. It's a way of reclaiming your energy, of asserting that you won't chase after anyone or anything that doesn't reciprocate. Silence isn't an absence, it's a form of presence your own, unwavering and grounded. It's a reminder to yourself and to others that you are strong enough to stand alone, that you don't need constant reassurance, and that you are complete within yourself. When you stop trying to bridge every gap, when you allow silence to speak for itself, you realize the incredible strength that comes from restraint, from choosing not to engage in endless pursuit. When you stop investing energy in chasing or begging and instead focus on yourself, an entire world of growth and possibility begins to open up. Redirecting energy from outward pursuits to inner development is a powerful transformation that can reshape every area of your life. When you choose to focus on improving yourself, to put yourself first, and to cultivate qualities that bring fulfillment, confidence, and strength, you become the kind of person who no longer needs to seek validation from others. This shift from external approval to self-empowerment is one of the most important transformations you can make. Rather than giving your time and energy away in search of acknowledgement, you begin investing in becoming the best version of yourself, and this naturally draws the right people and opportunities toward you. Self-improvement is an investment that yields returns far beyond the superficial. Instead of reaching out to others to fill a void, you begin filling that void with knowledge, skills, and self-awareness. You learn to appreciate yourself and to see your potential clearly. Every time you choose to invest in personal growth, you take a step closer to realizing your own strength and abilities. You become more than just someone who waits for others to acknowledge your worth. You become someone who knows their worth and carries it with pride. This internal confidence doesn't just affect how you see yourself, it changes how others see you as well. People are naturally drawn to those who are secure in themselves, who exude a sense of purpose and direction. One of the most liberating aspects of focusing on self-improvement is that you are no longer dependent on anyone else's approval. When you dedicate yourself to personal growth, you shift from being reactive to being proactive. You're not waiting for someone else to validate you. You're constantly working to validate yourself. You're not looking outward for fulfillment. You're cultivating it within. This shift allows you to take control of your happiness and success in a way that isn't tied to others. When you build confidence through self-development, it becomes a constant, independent of others' perceptions or judgments. This self-assurance is not something that can be taken away because it's rooted in genuine growth, not external validation. Focusing on self-improvement also builds resilience as it encourages you to step out of your comfort zone and to confront areas of your life that may need change. Instead of seeking distractions or temporary validations, you begin to address the core issues within yourself that might have led you to chase after others in the first place. You start working on qualities like patience, discipline, empathy, and emotional intelligence. Each quality you develop not only improves your life, but also enhances the relationships around you. As you grow, the need to chase fades, replaced by a sense of peace that comes from knowing you're moving forward with purpose. When you're improving yourself, you naturally become someone others respect and value because you respect and value yourself. Every effort you put into becoming better, into growing your mind and spirit, adds to your inner strength. You start setting goals, pursuing ambitions, and focusing on the things that truly matter. Instead of using your energy on futile pursuits, you're directing it toward things that are meaningful to you, things that add real value to your life. When you focus on building yourself up, you set a standard for how you expect others to treat you. People notice when someone is dedicated to their own growth, and they often respond by treating them with more respect. When you carry yourself with purpose and self-respect, others naturally see you in a different light. They sense your commitment to yourself, and that inspires admiration and respect. In the process of self-improvement, you also start to realize what you truly want out of life and relationships. By focusing inward, you gain clarity on what aligns with your values and long-term goals. This clarity enables you to make better decisions about who you invest time and energy in. Instead of bending over backward to fit someone else's expectations, you begin to seek people and opportunities that align with the person you're becoming. You stop chasing people who don't value you and start attracting people who appreciate your worth. This is the beauty of self-growth that creates alignment between who you are and the people and opportunities you draw into your life. It's not about forcing anything, it's about naturally attracting what complements your journey. Self-improvement empowers you to set and uphold boundaries, which is essential for healthy relationships and personal well-being. When you're committed to bettering yourself, you're more aware of what you're willing to tolerate and what doesn't serve you. This awareness enables you to draw lines that protect your peace and priorities. You no longer feel the need to give unlimited access to those who don't reciprocate. Instead, you choose to engage with people who contribute to your growth and well-being. Boundaries aren't about pushing people away, they're about creating space for what genuinely supports your journey. When you're committed to your own growth, you naturally gravitate toward people and situations that enhance rather than drain your life. In choosing to focus on self-improvement, you also cultivate a sense of independence that is truly liberating. This independence isn't about isolation, but about realizing that you are whole within yourself. You're not waiting for someone else to complete you or to provide you with a sense of purpose. By dedicating yourself to growth, you're creating a life that is fulfilling and complete on its own terms. This independence allows you to engage in relationships from a place of abundance rather than neediness. When you're already fulfilled within yourself, relationships become a source of added joy and connection, not a means to feel validated. You become a source of strength and positivity. Someone others want to be around because you're not demanding anything from them. You're simply enhancing their lives by being in it. The decision to focus on self-improvement transforms your energy and presence. When you're genuinely committed to becoming better, others can sense it, and it inspires them to do the same. You become a beacon of possibility, a testament to what can be achieved when someone commits to themselves. Instead of seeking approval, you're setting an example, showing others that self-worth is cultivated, not granted by someone else. You're living proof that fulfillment comes from within, and that's a rare and admirable quality. In focusing on yourself, you're leading by example, quietly inspiring others to embark on their own journey of growth. Through self-improvement, you begin to experience a deeper sense of satisfaction with life. The more you grow, the more capable and fulfilled you feel. Each new skill, each bit of knowledge, each breakthrough builds your sense of accomplishment. You become your own source of validation. And that brings a satisfaction far more enduring than any external approval could. You begin to find joy in the process, in the small steps forward, and in the progress you make. The satisfaction of self-growth is something that can't be replicated by someone else's praise or attention. It's something deeply personal, something that sustains you in ways nothing else can. Self-improvement shifts the entire focus of your life from seeking to becoming. Instead of chasing what's outside, you're building what's within. And that's a transformation that not only enriches your own life, but positively impacts everyone you encounter. The journey of growth is ongoing, and each step forward brings you closer to the person you're meant to be, to a life that feels aligned and fulfilling. With each new day, you're creating a stronger, wiser, and more self-assured version of yourself. And that's a journey that needs no outside approval. It's a journey that is its own reward. Respect is a quality that we often look for in our interactions with others. Yet it's a quality that must first be cultivated within. To earn respect from others, you must first respect yourself and demonstrate that you hold yourself to high standards. When you don't beg, don't chase, don't overextend yourself trying to win someone's favor, you show the world that you are someone who values their own worth. This isn't about being cold or unapproachable, rather. It's about setting a standard for how you expect to be treated. Respect starts with how you treat yourself and how you allow others to treat you. When you step back from chasing others, you show that you don't need validation to define your self-worth. You define it from within, creating a foundation that can't be easily shaken by someone's temporary approval or fleeting interest. Respect is rooted in boundaries. Boundaries are the invisible lines that protect your self-worth, your peace, and your emotional well-being. When you establish boundaries, you tell others that you are not willing to compromise your values or your self-respect just to gain their attention. These boundaries communicate without words that your time and energy are valuable and that you won't give them freely to anyone who doesn't reciprocate or appreciate them. This silent assertion of boundaries doesn't push people away. Rather, it draws in those who see the value in you and respect your standards. People who respect you will understand that your boundaries are not obstacles but a sign of your self-respect. By maintaining these boundaries, you create a filter for those who are worthy of your time, allowing only those who truly respect you to be close. When you stop chasing others and hold back from constant reaching out, you give people the space to approach you on their terms if they are so inclined. This space allows for a natural respect to develop. Respect is something that others are drawn to when they see that you aren't dependent on anyone else to feel whole. It's a quality that speaks of inner strength, of knowing that your value is not defined by someone else's presence in your life. Respect flows naturally when people observe that you are complete within yourself, that you don't need anyone else to validate your worth. It's a quiet strength that doesn't demand attention but commands it effortlessly. By allowing others to come to you, you're not just passively waiting, you're actively choosing to engage with people who recognize your value on their own, without any pressure or persuasion. Self-respect also encourages others to treat you with the dignity you deserve. When you set a standard for yourself, people take note. They begin to understand that you are not someone who can be swayed by fleeting gestures or hollow words. You have a deeper sense of who you are and what you're worth. And that sense is unwavering. You're not seeking approval because you already know that you're enough as you are. This self-assurance is a powerful force. People may be drawn to you because they sense that strength. They realize that you are someone who doesn't compromise on their values or self-worth for the sake of attention. They may even feel inspired by your self-assured presence and begin to reflect on their own standards. Another essential element of respect is consistency. When you choose not to chase, not to constantly reach out, you demonstrate a level of consistency in your actions. You're not swayed by momentary emotions or driven by impulsive needs. Instead, you show that you have control over your actions and that you make choices based on your values and self-respect. Consistency and self-respect shows others that you are serious about your boundaries, that your standards are not easily altered. People often test boundaries, consciously or unconsciously, to see if you truly uphold what you say you value. By remaining consistent, you reinforce that your respect for yourself is real and unwavering. This consistency is what builds lasting respect from others. They come to understand that you're not someone who will bend just to fit into their expectations, but rather someone who lives by their own principles. Respect is not a one-time act. It's a continuous practice of honoring yourself and standing firm in your beliefs. Each time you decide not to compromise, each time you decide not to chase, you reinforce your self-worth and signal to others that you are serious about it. This reinforcement is essential because it builds a strong foundation of respect that others recognize and respond to. People may initially be taken aback when you don't chase or beg, especially if they are used to others doing so. But over time, they come to respect you for it. They recognize that your self-respect isn't a facade, but a deeply held belief that governs your actions. This, in turn, often inspires them to treat you with greater care and consideration. Respect also requires patience. It can be tempting to try to prove yourself to others, to immediately demonstrate why they should value you. But true respect is something that unfolds naturally over time. When you refrain from chasing, you give respect the space to grow organically. People start to notice the steadiness in your character, the quiet confidence that doesn't need constant affirmation. Over time, they come to respect you for your patience, your poise, and your unwavering commitment to self-worth. By not chasing, by not calling constantly, you give them the chance to realize your value in a way that is genuine and lasting, rather than superficial and temporary. When people see that you don't need to chase them to feel complete, they understand that you bring value into their lives not out of need, but out of choice. You're not looking to fill a void. And this creates an equal dynamic in relationships. They realize that you are not someone who seeks validation, but someone who is content within themselves. This inner contentment, this self-assuredness, creates a foundation of mutual respect. You bring stability, strength, and value to the relationship simply by being you, without the need to constantly seek approval. Others come to appreciate this presence because it's rare not everyone carries themselves with such quiet confidence. By not chasing, by not begging, you allow people to step forward of their own accord. This approach often brings those who are truly meant to be in your life. People who genuinely value you will naturally respect the fact that you are not someone who compromises easily, someone who doesn't let go of their self-respect just to keep another person around. This mutual respect leads to healthier, more balanced relationships where both parties feel valued and appreciated. You're not just another person seeking validation. You are someone who brings real value, someone who holds themselves to high standards, and others recognize this. Respect, in essence, is something that grows quietly, rooted in the choices you make and the standards you set. It's not about demanding respect. It's about living in a way that commands it naturally. By choosing not to chase, not to seek out others incessantly, you're not denying relationships. You're inviting a higher quality of interaction. You're creating space for people who truly see and respect your value, who come to you because they genuinely want to be part of your life. When you choose to protect your energy, you're taking a stand for your own well-being, your inner peace, and your focus. In a world where demands, distractions, and external pressures constantly pull you in different directions, protecting your energy becomes an essential act of self-care. It's not just about withdrawing from people or situations that drain you. It's about actively creating a space where your energy is valued and used purposefully. Protecting your energy means consciously deciding what deserves your attention and what doesn't. And this choice significantly impacts your ability to grow, achieve, and find peace. When you stop chasing, when you don't constantly reach out, you allow yourself the freedom to channel your energy into things that truly matter, things that contribute to your purpose and well-being. To protect your energy, you must first be aware of where it's going. Often we expend energy without realizing it through mindless scrolling, unnecessary conversations, and interactions that don't serve us. These small, seemingly insignificant moments add up, depleting your focus and leaving you with less energy for the things that truly matter. When you decide not to chase after people or situations, you cut off a major drain on your energy. You're no longer scattering yourself across pursuits that yield little in return. Instead, you're concentrating your energy, focusing it in ways that allow you to grow stronger and more purposeful. Protecting your energy in this way is an act of refinement, a choice to invest in yourself rather than deplete yourself. Choosing not to chase means you're no longer seeking validation or approval from others, which can be one of the most draining pursuits. Constantly worrying about whether someone will respond, whether they will reciprocate your effort, takes a toll on your mental and emotional energy. Every time you wait on someone else to acknowledge you or validate you, you're giving away a piece of your peace. When you choose to stop seeking this external affirmation, you reclaim that energy and put it back into your own life. Instead of hoping someone will give you what you seek, you begin to give it to yourself. You cultivate a sense of self-worth that is independent of other people's actions, freeing up energy that was once tied to worry and dependence. Protecting your energy also involves learning to say no, even to things that may seem positive or beneficial. Not every opportunity, not every invitation deserves your attention. Just because something appears good on the surface doesn't mean it aligns with your purpose or values. By saying no to things that don't align, you're preserving energy for the things that truly do. You're making space for opportunities that genuinely resonate with who you are and what you want to achieve. This isn't about being overly selective. It's about understanding that your energy is limited and precious. You have only so much to give, and by choosing wisely, you ensure that your energy is directed toward things that truly fulfill you, things that move you closer to your goals. Another aspect of protecting your energy is setting emotional boundaries. This doesn't mean shutting people out or becoming detached, but rather knowing when to pull back, when to distance yourself from situations that drain your spirit. There are people and situations that may constantly demand your attention, your sympathy, your time. These emotional demands, while sometimes necessary, can often become excessive. When you're constantly giving, constantly being there for others, you risk neglecting your own needs. By establishing emotional boundaries, you're allowing yourself the space to recharge, to care for your own mental and emotional health. You're choosing to prioritize your well-being without guilt or hesitation, knowing that you can only give your best to others when you're first giving it to yourself. Protecting your energy also means taking a mindful approach to your environment. The places you spend time in, the atmosphere you create around you, and even the physical space you inhabit have a profound effect on your energy levels. When you're in an environment that aligns with your peace and goals, you feel energized and motivated. But if you're constantly surrounded by chaos, clutter, or negativity, your energy will be drained, no matter how much inner peace you cultivate. By curating a space that supports your mental and emotional well-being, you're setting a foundation for productivity and positivity. This can mean creating a calm and organized home, spending time in nature, or simply surrounding yourself with things that uplift and inspire you. This environment becomes a sanctuary where your energy is protected, a place where you can retreat to recharge and find strength. In protecting your energy, you also become more selective about the people you allow into your life. Not everyone deserves access to your inner world, and not everyone will honor the energy you bring. There are people who uplift, inspire, and motivate, and there are those who drain, discourage, or distract. Recognizing this difference is key to preserving your energy. By surrounding yourself with people who respect you, who bring positivity and encouragement, you create a support system that fuels your growth rather than depletes it. This doesn't mean cutting people off at the slightest issue, but rather having the discernment to know which relationships are reciprocal and which are one-sided. It's about understanding that your energy is a gift and not everyone is entitled to it. Protecting your energy also means taking care of your physical health. Physical and mental energy are closely connected, and when one is depleted, the other often follows. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and sufficient rest are foundational to maintaining your energy levels. When you neglect your physical health, you're unknowingly making it harder to protect your mental and emotional energy. Physical self-care is not just about looking good, it's about feeling strong and resilient. When you feel good physically, you're better equipped to face challenges, set boundaries, and make choices that align with your best interest. Physical self-care provides the stamina and clarity needed to make wise decisions about where and how you spend your energy. Another key part of protecting your energy is practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness allows you to stay present and aware of how you're feeling in each moment. It enables you to recognize when your energy is being drained and to take steps to preserve it. When you practice mindfulness, you become more attuned to your own needs and limits. You're able to recognize when a conversation, a task, or a commitment is taking more from you than it's giving. This awareness empowers you to step back, to reassess, and to make choices that honor your energy. Instead of pushing through exhaustion or ignoring signs of burnout, you respond to these signals with compassion and care, preserving your well-being. Protecting your energy also means dedicating time to rest and recharge. Rest is not a luxury, it's a necessity. In a culture that often glorifies busyness, it can be easy to feel guilty for taking time off. But rest is where renewal happens. It's where your mind and body have a chance to recover and prepare for what's next. When you protect your energy, you understand that rest isn't laziness. It's an essential part of sustaining your productivity and effectiveness. By honoring your need for rest, you're ensuring that when you do give your energy, you're giving it from a place of fullness, not depletion. In choosing to protect your energy, you're taking control of your life. You're no longer letting circumstances dictate your peace, but actively cultivating an inner state that's resilient and focused. This is a powerful shift, one that enables you to live intentionally rather than reactively. Instead of scattering your energy, you're focusing it, directing it toward what truly matters. This focus allows you to move with purpose, to make progress, and to experience a sense of fulfillment that doesn't come from external validation, but from knowing you're honoring your own needs and values. Trusting the process is a profound act of faith and patience, one that allows you to step back and let things unfold in their own time without forcing outcomes or controlling every detail. This isn't about passively waiting for things to happen, but about understanding that growth, success, and personal transformation take time. When you stop chasing, stop calling, and stop constantly reaching out, you're not giving up. You're giving things space to progress naturally. You're acknowledging that there is a timing to everything, and that by not forcing things, you allow life to bring the right people, opportunities, and circumstances to you at the right time. Trusting the process is a commitment to yourself, to the idea that what is meant for you will come without you having to chase it down. The process of growth is often uncomfortable. There are times when you may feel stagnant, frustrated, or like nothing is happening. But these periods are a crucial part of any journey. Growth doesn't happen all at once, and it doesn't always look like progress. Sometimes it means waiting patiently, doing the inner work, and holding on to your vision, even when there are no visible results. In these moments, trusting the process requires resilience and belief in yourself. It's about staying aligned with your goals and knowing that each step, even the ones that seem small or insignificant, is bringing you closer to where you need to be. You're not waiting idly, you're preparing, you're growing, and you're building a foundation that can support the success and peace you desire. When you choose to trust the process, you release the need for immediate gratification. We live in a world that is constantly pushing us toward quick results, instant responses, and immediate solutions. But real success, lasting relationships, and meaningful achievements don't happen overnight. They require time, effort, and patience. By choosing not to chase after quick fixes, you're allowing yourself to build something substantial, something that won't collapse at the first sign of difficulty. Trust in the process means understanding that you're investing in the long term in something that will truly last and fulfill you. This delayed gratification may feel challenging at times, but it is what separates fleeting happiness from lasting joy. Patience is at the heart of trusting the process. Patience doesn't mean inactivity, it means having the foresight to let things evolve naturally. It means working steadily toward your goals while accepting that not everything is in your control. There will be setbacks, challenges, and moments of doubt, but patience allows you to see these as part of the journey rather than obstacles. With patience, you learn to value each stage of your progress rather than rushing to the finish line. You understand that every lesson, every struggle is preparing you for something greater. Patience transforms the way you see challenges. They become stepping stones, building blocks that are as valuable as the end goal itself. Trusting the process also means releasing the need to constantly compare your progress to others. In a world where we're always exposed to other people's achievements and lives, it's easy to fall into the trap of measuring our worth against theirs. But each person's journey is unique, shaped by different experiences, challenges, and goals. When you trust the process, you understand that your path is your own and that it cannot be compared to anyone else's. You stop looking at what others have achieved and start focusing on your own growth. This shift in focus frees you from unnecessary pressure and competition, allowing you to concentrate on what truly matters to you. In trusting the process, you also allow room for unexpected opportunities and connections to enter your life. When you stop chasing, you create space for things to come to you organically. You open yourself up to new possibilities that you may not have considered had you been fixated on a specific outcome. Sometimes the best things in life come when we least expect them, and by letting go of rigid expectations, you invite these surprises into your life. Trusting the process means understanding that what you envision for yourself might only be a fraction of what is actually possible, and that by holding on too tightly, you may be limiting yourself. By allowing space for the unexpected, you invite greater abundance and fulfillment. Letting go of control is a fundamental part of trusting the process. Control often comes from a place of fear, fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of the unknown. But when you hold on too tightly, you create tension, which can block the very things you're trying to achieve. Trusting the process means releasing this need for control and allowing things to flow naturally. This doesn't mean you stop putting in effort, but rather that you stop trying to control every outcome. You learn to accept that some things are beyond your influence, and that sometimes letting go is the best way to receive. When you trust that the right opportunities will come, you're no longer weighed down by the anxiety of trying to force things to happen. Another important aspect of trusting the process is staying present. Often we get so focused on what's next that we forget to appreciate where we are. Trusting the process brings you back to the present moment, reminding you to find value in each step of your journey. When you stop chasing and start trusting, you're able to appreciate the here and now rather than constantly looking ahead. You recognize that every phase, every lesson, and every challenge is a part of the bigger picture. By staying present, you find gratitude in the journey itself rather than just the destination. This presence helps you stay grounded, centered, and more connected to yourself and your goals. Trusting the process also involves cultivating faith in yourself. It's easy to doubt your abilities, especially when things aren't moving as quickly as you'd like. But trusting the process requires an unwavering belief in your own potential, a belief that you are capable of achieving your goals, even if the path is unclear. This faith is what sustains you through difficult times, giving you the strength to keep going, even when there's no immediate reward. It's about knowing that you have what it takes to overcome challenges, and that setbacks are only temporary. By believing in yourself, you make the process itself an act of empowerment rather than endurance. In trusting the process, you also embrace the idea of personal growth. The journey isn't just about reaching a goal, it's about becoming the person who is capable of achieving that goal. Every challenge, every setback is an opportunity for you to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Trusting the process means understanding that the person you become along the way is just as important as the success you achieve. Each experience, whether positive or negative, shapes you, teaching you valuable lessons that prepare you for what's next. This growth is an integral part of the journey. And by focusing on it, you find meaning and fulfillment in every step. Trusting the process ultimately teaches you to let go of fear. Fear often arises from uncertainty, from not knowing what lies ahead. But when you trust the process, you begin to view uncertainty as an opportunity rather than a threat. You realize that you don't need to have all the answers right now, that it's okay to move forward without a clear map. This acceptance of the unknown brings a sense of peace, a calm assurance that everything is unfolding as it should. By letting go of fear, you're able to approach life with openness and curiosity, ready to embrace whatever comes your way. By choosing to trust the process, you're committing to a journey of self-discovery, growth, and fulfillment. It's a journey that requires patience, resilience, and faith in yourself. It means valuing each step, each lesson, and understanding that the path itself is as meaningful as the destination. This approach frees you from the pressure to chase, allowing you to enjoy the process and find purpose in every moment. You stop being defined by external circumstances and start creating your own sense of fulfillment, knowing that everything you need is already within you, waiting to unfold in its own time.